Oh, here we are, finally, a picture of Bill Rush. Maura Murray's boyfriend at the time of the disappearance, which he supposedly was in Texas. This guy, honestly, first off, we want to take a good look at his face. A picture says 1,000 words, folks. Remember that. And this guy, to me, does not look like no killer. Although now this guy has been doing some bad things. But honestly, I think it's because of the missing of his girlfriend. And I mean, this guy just, you want to know why I think he does not look like a cold-blooded killer? Is because just by looking at this picture, he looks like the type, right, that would crumble and fall apart. You remember, he just got off the phone with his girlfriend, fiance. You know, I'm sure they're having problems. He looks like a good looker here. And he looks like the type, hey, if you want to say he's going to cheat, I mean, that's the whole thing that was going around this situation of, bad relationship. I mean, when you got two good-looking people here, yeah. You know, and things ain't working out, well, you know what good lookers do. You know, no offense, but sometimes you just don't find the right, say so, place to be in a good relationship. But I don't know, I don't see this guy being no kind of real serial killer, but not serial killer, but a killer. But I think living with the fact, just like the 112 dirtbag sister committed suicide, this case took a big, huge toll on people. And him, I'm for damn sure I can say he's literally lost his mind. I mean, just think and remember one thing: when something goes down like this, your reputation goes down in the tubes. I mean, it doesn't matter what you say to clear your name or what you do. You're always looked at as a bad person. And I could say for sure, I mean, these are my thoughts and theories of why this guy twisted. You know what? Say so, and I've had girlfriends say some pretty rotten things. And I haven't been with many women, I'll admit it. I've watched people's relationships and lives throughout my time, and I'll tell you something. I didn't put myself in many relationships because of watching what could happen. And, I mean, speaking of this guy, I could just imagine if any girl that he had gone after, trying to get over Maura, I wouldn't be surprised if they threw some dirt in his face and said some nasty things. But I mean, don't get me wrong, I could be wrong. This guy could have had a second life. As they're saying, she had a second life. Or all this, emotional wreck stuff, mental problems. But hey, nobody's perfect. Not in this world. But honestly, I don't think this guy had nothing to do with Maura's disappearance. I mean, he looks like a little stone in this picture. Don't get me wrong. But he looks like a laid-back kid, man. But I think that, like I said, the disappearance of this girl here being that far into a relationship with Maura, being a fiance to him, I think that literally just totally wrecked him and led him to do his crazy ass things. Because, right, he's in court. Here he is today. And as you can see, he looks very distraught, very disturbed, very just under the weather. I'm for damn sure this guy has nightmares about Maura and her disappearance. And, that's one thing that if you don't know nothing about, trauma, they always say mental abuse is worse than physical abuse. And when I was younger, I always sat there and got that said in school to me, and I'm thinking, what do you mean mental is... physical is worse than mental, but then, yes, it hit me. Physical abuse goes away. Mental abuse doesn't, and I suffer from some stuff too. I literally, after many, many years of trying to keep myself sane, you can't do it these days. And like I could say, today's society, not all of it, make sure you remember that, not all of it, but some of it relapses me. And my psychiatrist said, go figure, I'm seeing a psychiatrist, said that, do you have flashbacks? Of course, I'm thinking, well, yes, I do. I think I do. If you want to talk about how I think and things and talk about things, and yeah, how I say I can't stand people, say so, for example, the 112 dirtbag, well, there you go. I suffer from that traumatism. 'Cause I've met people like that sick son of a bitch. I've been around. You wouldn't believe what I've been around. And I'll tell you, like I say, I had a guy hanging around my older brother. My older brother's got some... And I lived with that guy all my life, pretty much. And I'll tell you, this guy brought over going to light my foot on fire with a lighter. And I just sat there staring at the guy. Didn't faze me at all, but these are the people I lived around. I would be sitting on a couch, and my mother's father split up for 3 years, 5 years. Both immediately jumped in relationships. And I can tell you, one guy whacked me off a couch because he was drunk watching wrestling. And he didn't realize what he did until I'm on the floor like, what the I'm swearing at him, you stupid son of a... Then he turns, oh, I'm sorry, it's like 7 days I don't miss, but hey, they're stuck in my head. So just to give you an idea, but one thing I have not endured in life is seeing that face, talking to that person, looking into their eyes, and all of a sudden disappear. And I can just imagine what this guy's going through, runs through his head. He's probably frustrated with himself. And right, when something tragically happens like this, with women, and you're going with women, and you get another woman that's completely different, I can understand where this guy's coming from, but for him to do what he's doing, don't get me wrong, that you gotta find and approach other ways to do it. It's like me, I gotta find other ways and approach things, because if it was me, and if I didn't do the correct way in life, serial killers to me would be on the list to hunt. So anyways, or serial rapists, or child molesters, child beaters, right? Yeah. But I gotta overlook that. Let this crooked judge law do their job. Yeah, right. But anyways, like I say, I guess this guy charged felony of sex abuse, attempting to rape a co-worker in 2011. And I guess other women have came up. It's like, now do you want to believe this? Or do you think that he's a victim falling into, women taking advantage of him because he lost somebody? And I don't know. I mean, don't get me wrong. If he did do these charges, man, I hope they whoop your ass in jail. But if he's just suffering from traumatic loss of this woman here and there's no excuse for what he's done, or they're just taking advantage of him, then shame on them. But whatever the case may be, the only way I could see is if there was some, semen taken in and proof, 100% proof. I mean, I didn't see none of that in here, but all I know is that there's no excuse for this. But if he's being misused by women and led on, taking advantage of him because of what has happened to him, then that's just sick as well, too. These women are just sick. I mean, they gotta think of two ways, or a few ways, but like I said, if he's doing it and it's for real, which I'm hoping it's not, because anybody in a traumatic loss like this, remember, face there, face gone. That takes a toll on somebody. People lose it. And I guess he did, man, because his picture here, I tell you, man, you can tell he looks lost. Just lost. And, through the investigations, interrogations, and all this stuff being thrown up his face constantly, you gotta think. He was a suspect, I believe, right? Correct me if I'm wrong. But it's just insane to think that, this guy just turned to life if he didn't already, or didn't even turn a life being with her. But I can tell you, just looking at this picture, man, I can't see him doing this stuff. He's like a relaxed guy. I mean, hey, wanted to get his career going, but I could be wrong. Don't get me wrong, but these things goes on for decades, like the Me Too movement. And don't get me wrong, everybody's a victim. Everybody has a right to speak out, and they should. But you know what? To me, this Me Too movement, and they waited that many years, I don't care what anybody says. If I was a woman, I get touched inappropriately, or they force me or on me, boom, I'd be right to the police. I'd report it right away. I don't care about my dignity in my friggin', career. Oh, you'll never work in this town again, people threaten. In Hollywood or whatever the case may be. I don't give a shit. You want to touch me inappropriately? Man, be lucky I don't do a judo chop right in their throat. Turn them in right there. Not wait 20 frickin' years. No, man, I won't even get into that. That long there's been women out there for that long? I don't know, man. That's just too damn long. But, hey, don't get me wrong. Whatever the case may be with this guy, if he's, doing this, I hope they hang him by his you-know-what. Cut it off. Because no woman should endure no sexual assault, sex abuse, rape, As far as I'm concerned, anybody wants to rape, no consent, and they're proven guilty, I want that thing hammered to a tree stump. A nice big spike through it. And set that tree stump on fire. That's what I think rape serial rapist, child rapist, any rapist should get. That's right. Hammer that thing down with a spike. Screw Murphy's Law about Archie's Law. Anyways, yeah, just by looking at the pictures, like I say, and back then, just looks like a ordinary guy, but hey, Ted Bundy looked normal too. Look what he did. But, I don't know. I do think, though, he is very lost in a world that you just gotta think what he's thinking. I had a fiance. You know, I was gonna marry that girl. And all of a sudden, blank page, gone. Where did she go? Day in, day out, every night he goes to bed. Just think how many nights of sleep he lost. You know, sitting there in the bed, where is she, where is she, where is she? It's enough to drive a man mad, or a woman losing her man, lose her mad, go mental, insane. It's sick. But I just wanted to go over that, my thoughts and theories on Mr. Bill here. But please remember, if he did do this, I mean, and if it is, you know, all true, and I haven't looked up any more on this, but this was, as you can see, 2019 updated. But hang him. But I think, though, that all this has got to do with Maura too. But who knows? Who knows? The only one knows is the one that took her, killed her, and did whatever they did with her body. And I hope you, and I know you're out there, I hope you get caught. And I hope they let me take care of you. That's right. That's right. I'd love to do that. Or any other Mr. Superior. Mr. I think I can take the world and do what I want with it. Yeah, that's right. Just because you got a little concept for yourself. A little thing. And you want to feel big. Till that next video, be safe, take care. Beware. Out.